mom came into the room and she's like, look at my phone. And then I couldn't see it, so I had to look at mine. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it's going to be a good game, but I can't bet against Tom Brady. I have the Bucs winning 31-27 and Tom Brady going to his 10th championship.
Aaron Rodgers and his people were like, they listened to our episode and they said, hold our cheesehead or coat.
Donovan Mitchell, who right now looks to be a superstar.
Just amazing. And I don't care what the Red Sox got for trading Mookie Betts and David Price. The Dodgers, in my opinion, win it. I don't have to see what players they gave up.
Yeah, that's not just the Chiefs. That's Andy Reid. He knows the defenses so well because he's such a great offensive mind. That
well, you said you can't bet against Tom Brady, and as a Cowboys fan and what I just did last weekend, I am not gonna bet against Aaron Rodgers.
It was a great series. Game 4 was one of the best games I've ever watched in my entire life.
Just goes to show the offense for the Dallas Stars could not keep up, and when the defense needed to step up, the Lightning's offense just overpowered them.
Chris Paul is one of the most underrated players of all time. He's been the best player wherever he goes, and that includes with the Rockets. Yeah, Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl. I mean, that's all I can really say. There's 2 of the top 5 players in the league, and they are very, very good.
Yeah, and I really think the Clippers' chance to win the championship was last year, and they were up 3-1 against the Denver Nuggets.
Hello, I'm Taylor Hearn, and you listen to the Outsiders' Opinions with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our MLB Opinions of the Week. Baseball opening day is so close, and we have yet to do a season predictions video, and we are now. So that's what this episode is. We will go East, Central, West, and we're going to do that. We're going to start with the AL East. My number 1, I'll just go with mine, Austin. I have Blue Jays winning the division. Then I have Rays, and then I have Yankees, Red Sox, Orioles.
That is so different than mine, I cannot explain.
Really?
Mine is Red Sox, Yankees, Blue Jays, Rays, Orioles.
Wow.
I think the Rays take a hit. They lose some talent. I think the Red Sox are the best team in the division right now, especially after picking up Trevor Story.
Really? Where do you have the Blue Jays again?
Third.
Really? That's the thing I am more...
But they lost Robbie Ray, the Cy Young pitcher. I do think their team. I think their team, while it's growing, their pitching's worse. So, because they lost the Cy Young winner Robbie Ray, and I think that really does hinder them.
But they signed Kevin Gausman.
Robbie Ray is better than Kevin Gausman.
Okay.
It's not that much. I understand your point, but and Kevin Gausman's a righty, and you need more lefties, and there's not many lefty pitchers. So, I think they're a worse pitching squad than they were last year. I still have them making the playoffs, so it's not like I have them.
Yeah.
I have improving, but still.
Yeah, like I think this is gonna be an incredible division. Like I have the Red Sox 4, but like I don't think the Red Sox are gonna be bad. I just don't think they're.
I didn't say anything with the Rays. I just think the Rays losing Colin McHugh, losing other players, losing Nelson Cruz, losing da. I just don't think they're gonna be as good.
Yeah,
So
the main thing was me with like pitching. Like I like you do mention Robbie Ray and like how he's with the Mariners now. I think they'll do well because they also got Barrios. I also think they have the pitcher coming up, but their offense I feel is going to be incredible. Even with the loss of Marcus Semien, I think Matt Chapman's going to bounce back. Springer had an injury-riddled season last year, so I think he'll be good. And then you have Guerrero, you have Vladdy, you got Gurriel, you got Bo Bichette. I think their offense is just going to be incredible, and that's what has them. Their offense plus the pitching not being bad, and then I feel the Rays are going to just have people come up man, who's my guy last year? The Rays pitcher who came up near the end.
longer hair, yeah.
Yeah, Shane Baz.
Yeah.
Like I think someone else is just going to come up like that because their system is just so rich. So that's why I have the Yankees at 3 because I think the Yankees are going to do well offensively. I think you have Rizzo, you have Judge, you have Stanton.
But we also have one of the best bullpens in the league still.
Well, yeah, I'm worried about your starting pitching. That's why
I'm not
have
as worried. Yeah, I'm not as worried, but we'll see.
Well, yeah.
I want to give Orioles some props here. The Orioles are better than they were last season and better than they've been the last like couple seasons, and so I definitely think that they're going to be significantly better than last season. However, I don't think they even have a chance of making the playoffs.
Oh yeah, definitely not. But they will be better. I'm wondering what they do with Mullins. But Red Sox, I do like the addition of Story. I just felt Blue Jays, Rays, and Yankees would all be better than the Red Sox. So interesting. I thought you and I were going to be pretty close on that, but I guess not.
Yeah, the
Now we'll
only
go
team
to
we had in the
AL.
same spot was the Orioles.
Really? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you caught me off guard with the Red Sox winning the division. So
Yeah, it's the best division in baseball, so we'll see what happens. It is.
I don't know.
It is.
I
They
think
had
there's. We'll talk.
last year they had 4 teams with 90 wins. That doesn't happen, Kevin. That doesn't happen.
I don't know. Maybe I'll have to. It is going to be one of the best divisions. I don't know if it's the best.
I think it's clearly the best, but
Okay. Well, yeah, we'll see.
I digress. Let's move on.
Okay. You go to your AL Central.
My AL Central: White Sox, Twins, Tigers, Royals, Guardians.
Okay, you and I disagree on one thing, and I thought about putting the Tigers at 3 because the Tigers, I've heard they're going to have Torkelson coming up, and
I really like Torkelson.
yeah, like
He looks very good.
I thought about it. I'm like, well, they're young guys. I'm not sure if they're going to come out hot or how they're going to do. So that's why I'm at 4. But everything else, White Sox 1, Twins 2, Royals 3, Tigers 4, Guardians 5. This is probably like one of the weakest divisions in my opinion.
Oh, by far, not close. Yeah,
Like,
and I think Miguel Cabrera is going to have a not great season, but a bounce back from last year where I thought he struggled at certain times, and I think his leadership will help get the Tigers over the Royals. But I severely doubt that any of those bottom 3 teams have a chance of making the playoffs either.
Oh yeah, I don't even know. We'll talk about our playoff teams. I think the Twins will be interesting to watch because they have Jorge Polanco and Carlos Correa for their middle infield.
And then their third base is Gio Urshela.
Yeah, and they extended Buxton, and hopefully he's back. I'm just worried about their starting rotation.
Oh yeah, their starting rotation was the reason why they fell off so hard last year.
And they traded Barrios away to the Blue Jays, so I'm they have to fix that rotation because you have Sonny Gray.
Sonny Gray, yeah.
That's pretty much it. Like you, I think there's one pitcher but I'm missing, but like everyone else is just okay now.
Mm-hmm.
But Royals will be interesting. Maybe Bobby Witt comes up to start, but maybe not. But White Sox, they just got AJ Pollock and got rid of Kimbrel. I feel it's AJ Pollock, who I think will be a good outfielder for them, and they have the DH as well too, so that could be nice. With Eloy Jimenez, who I think was in left field, so you can have Eloy Jimenez at DH or AJ Pollock. But I'll go to the AL West. I'm thinking we're going to disagree on this one.
Oh, I definitely think so.
Astros winning, Mariners second, Angels 3, Rangers 4, Athletics 5.
We're way closer than you think. I have Mariners, Astros, Angels, Rangers, Athletics. I'm high on the Mariners. I like what they did. They continued to improve last season, and picking up Jesse Winker, picking up Robbie Ray. I really like how this team looks.
Yeah, and I really like. I like it as like I thought about putting Mariners 1. I was like, I'm just gonna give it to the Astros. Like I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Like
losing Zach Greinke, losing other players, obviously Correa, but they're starting pitching. Yeah, their starting pitching is questionable after losing Greinke. Like I don't know what the back end of their rotation is going to look like. I know they have Justin Verlander. We don't know how he's going to pitch this season. So that was my reason.
Yeah, with the Mariners, I'm like, it's a whole bunch of new pieces. How long is it going to take them to connect and just get on fire? But we can go into playoff teams now, I think, for the AL. I do have the Mariners making the playoffs. I think it's going to be a tight race with the Astros. I could see them winning the division and the Astros missing it, and the Astros not winning it. But the Angels could be a sneaky playoff team, but I don't have them because there are just too many ifs for me.
Yeah, I still don't like their pitching. Yeah, they picked up a lot of pitchers, but it's going to take a minute for those things to work themselves out. But yeah, let's go into uh our playoffs. Who are your two division winners who get buys?
Okay, so my two division winners that get buys are the Blue Jays and White Sox.
So you have Blue Jays 1 or Blue
Yeah.
Jays?
Blue
Wow.
Jays won. Yeah, I'm high on the Blue Jays.
We're not that far off because I have Red Sox 1, White Sox 2. So
Okay.
those first two are close. And then my third division winner is obviously Mariners. Yours is Astros. My first wild card team is the Astros. My second wild card team is the Yankees. My third wild card team is the Blue Jays.
Okay, so Astros are third, Mariners are 4, Rays are 5, and Yankees are 6 for me. That's how that goes. So that's my opinion. So that would be a rematch of Astros versus Yankees in the wild card game.
Games. I'm pretty sure
Games.
it's
Wild card games.
yeah.
Yeah, 3 games. So yeah, the thing with the Angels is there's just so many ifs. Like,
Yeah.
if Rendon is healthy, if Mike Trout is healthy, I think Mike Trout will be healthy.
Yeah. This is one of his first seasons that he's missed an inordinate amount of time.
Yeah.
I'm worried about Shohei if he can continue the pitching prowess because that's going to be very hard. It takes so much energy out of him, and it's incredible. If he can repeat what he did last season, he should never lose an MVP again. But we'll see if he can keep that up. I
And
hope
then
he
the
does.
Rangers, I think they'll be fun to watch, but there's still a lot of holes, especially at third base and pitching. There's just a lot of pieces.
Yeah, the pitching's the issue for me. I really don't know how how that rotation's gonna work itself out.
Well, yeah, they're still figuring it out, but
Yeah,
you have you have a shortstop now for the future, and you have a second baseman for the future. Everything else kind of up in the air. You do have Mitch Garver at catcher, but the outfield is a problem for me, and pitching, it's just there are a lot of
I like
prospects
Garcia
Taylor Hearn.
for the outfield, but
Yeah,
besides that,
that's pretty much it. Like, there are a lot of guys young, but the pitching, like, there's just so many question marks. Like Dane Dunning, Taylor Hearn, who all played well last year, and then AJ Alexi may be coming up. Then Glenn Otto. It's just you don't know. But I do like the signings of Martin Perez and Gray. It's not Sonny Gray. It's
John Gray.
John Gray. Like, I feel he's a good pitcher, and now maybe in a few years, it's just seeing what you have in your starting rotation now. So I kind of like that. But now we can go to the NL East, in which, my opinion, looking at it now, Nationals are going to be pretty bad. Like, I think this could be the best division, depending on the Mets, but I don't have the Mets winning the division. I have the Braves winning the division.
I have neither.
You've neither. Interesting.
So run down your top five,
Okay.
or your five in the division.
Okay, so I have Braves, Mets, Marlins, Phillies, Nationals.
I have Phillies, Braves, Mets, Marlins, Nationals. I think the
Wow.
Phillies are going to make a resurgent season.
I think the Phillies are going to fall off. Oh, shoot. What was I going to switch? No, I'll stay with it. I'll stay with Marlins. I was thinking about swapping Marlins and Phillies, but I'm going to stick with the Marlins. I like their upside. I'm not a huge believer in the Phillies. With the Mets, I almost had them winning the division, but I also want to give the benefit of the doubt to the Braves, who got Matt Olson. The main thing they did was lose Freddie Freeman and Jorge Soler and Jock Peterson. But they're getting Acuna back, and I think their rotation will be good. They have a lot of depth. You, of course, have Max Fried, Oscar Yanoa, Tucker Davidson. Then you also have young guys in minors like Kyle Muller. You also have Ian Anderson, and Charlie Morton, depending on when he's healthy. So I like that rotation. With the Mets, I'm worried about their rotation. Like, you do have Scherzer. DeGrom just went down from injury, but you also have Chris Bassett. I'm just worried. I don't think you're going to have a full season of Scherzer and DeGrom, which is already coming true because DeGrom's going to be out for some time. I'm not sure how Scherzer does, but it'll be interesting to see what they do in the playoffs. But interesting on how the Phillies, I just don't like their defense. Their offense can be good, but I'm worried about the starting rotation, even though they did fix some bullpen issues.
I'm really big on the Phillies. I think that Zach Wheeler is going to have a great season after having an amazing season last season. I think Bryce Harper will have another MVP level performance. I don't think he wins MVP, but MVP level performance. I'm excited for Reese Hoskins. I think he can have a resurgent season. Didi Gregorius, I think, will have a good season. But their next are on the line. Joe Girardi and crew, if they do not perform this season, make the playoffs at least, I do think a lot of things will be changing around there.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I just have it going not well with the Phillies, but I think we can move on to the Central. What's your NL Central look like?
So I have the Milwaukee Brewers, the Cardinals, the Pirates, the Cubs, the Reds. I think the Pirates play better this season than most people predict. I like some of the moves they made. I'm excited for the young guys that are coming up, Brian Hayes included. And so I think, while I don't think they have a significant chance of making the playoffs, I do think they get third in this division.
Really? I think so. I have you and I agree on the first two: Brewers, Cardinals. Then I have Cubs, Reds, Pirates. I just think the Pirates are gonna be the Pirates. They just sent O'Neill Cruz down. Obviously they would have kept him up, but that's very interesting. I feel the Cubs are gonna do well. Like, I think we're gonna have a good season from Nick Madrigal. They also signed Andrelton Simmons. And then they have Marcus Stroman. Their pitching is an issue, but Marcus Stroman, I think, will be good. But I just don't think the Reds and Pirates will be any good. The top two in the NL Central are going to be good teams. I chose the Brewers over the Cardinals mostly because of the pitching. I'm
Same.
worried about the Cardinals pitching because you do have Wainwright and Flaherty, but Flaherty just went down. But with the Brewers, you have Woodruff, Burns, and
Peralta.
That's your top three, and that's great.
And this we have Josh Hader in the bullpen and more. So
Yeah, I'm a little worried about the Brewers' offense, but I think their pitching is what's going to lead them to leading the division and winning it. But interesting what you think about the Pirates.
yeah,
So,
yeah, I think they have a good chance of surprising some people.
that would be awesome if like the Pirates don't stink for like Pirates fans. But now I think we'll move on to the NL West. I'll go Dodgers, Giants, Padres, D-backs, Rockies. What do you have?
Rockies last. Very interesting. I have Dodgers, Giants, Padres, Rockies, Diamondbacks. So I Dodgers win the division. They made a lot of good moves. I like the pickup of Craig Kimbrell, even though he may struggle this season. They lost Kenley Jansen, obviously, so I think they needed to pick up another bullpen guy. The Giants, I think, are going to be very good, contending for that one spot again. The Padres are a middling team. I don't really know where they're going. Depends on certain moves that they make. But I think the Rockies are a better team than the Diamondbacks.
Really? I just think D-backs are going to be good. Like, I think Ketel Marte plays well, and they'll have players coming up that contribute. Padres, I'm at third mostly because of the 3-month. Tatis is supposed to be out for 3 months with the wrist surgery. Dodgers, I think, are good. It's interesting with the Kimbrel trade. They traded away Pollock. So you had said Muncy at second, right?
Yeah. Turner at third, and then Turner at second. Justin Turner.
Justin Turner. Okay.
Yeah, Turner and Turner.
Okay.
Yeah, Turner at third, Turner at second. I mean, Turner at short, Muncy at second, Freddie at first. But they traded away Pollock, so now that or AJ Pollock, so that Bellinger can play. Because I think Pollock's a better player than Bellinger right now. Bellinger is hitting terrible in spring training, but now it's going to be Betts, Taylor, and Bellinger in the outfield, I would assume. Now, what they do with Lutz?
Okay.
I mean, yeah, Gavin Lutz. I don't know. We'll see.
That's interesting. I was thinking maybe Taylor goes to left and then Bellinger's at center field and then Metz. But that's what I thought. Like, okay, they're getting rid of Pollock to open up an outfield spot for Taylor because I thought Taylor was going to be at second, but I guess with the signing of Freddie.
I think they opened it up so that Bellinger can play. I would play Taylor is a better player than Bellinger right now. So I would have played Taylor before I played Bellinger. Because Bellinger's hitting terrible in spring training right now.
Yeah, I see your point. I think he'll have a bounce back season because last year, like, he was just up in his head. But that's interesting. So you have Bellinger in left,
If he was having a good spring, I think that too. But
Okay, really.
he's
Okay.
struggling. So do you want to go to our
Okay,
playoffs?
interesting. Yeah, we'll go right in the playoffs. Which I'll let you go first.
My buys right now are Dodgers and Phillies. Dodgers get the 1 seed, Phillies get the 2 seed.
Okay, I have the same spots. Dodgers, Braves.
Got it. And then my Division 3, Brewers, and my wild card 1 is Giants, my wild card 2 is Braves, and my wild card 3 is Cardinals.
Okay, I think I agree with you on that. Third is Braves, then Giants, then Mets, then Cardinals. Because I think it's
You
going to be
mean
a
Brewers,
tough
right?
battle for the NL East crown between the Mets and Braves.
You said
Yeah,
Braves
Brewers
at
are third.
2. You said You said Braves
Yeah,
again
Braves
at
are
3
at 2.
though. You
Oh,
said
I
Braves
thought I
again.
said Brewers. Okay.
But
Okay, Brewers.
Brewers at 3 for
Brewers
you.
at
Okay.
3.
So
Brewers.
say it all again, just so I
Milwaukee.
can understand it.
The Milwaukee team.
Yeah, say it again. Say your entire playoffs.
Okay. Got you. So Dodgers, Braves have the bye. Then the Brewers, then the Giants, Mets, and Cardinals.
Okay, yeah.
So
Pretty
that's
similar.
my
Pretty
entire
similar.
playoffs.
Yeah. So
We really don't disagree that much.
no, we have some disagreements. What do you think the MVP is going to be in both leagues? Right now for AL, I'm going to go Judge. I think Judge
Ooh.
finally gets his MVP after it being stolen away by a cheater in 2017. But he's in a contract season if the Yankees don't sign him to an extension, and so I think he's going to play out of his mind. Now for Cy Young, I'm going to go. Oh, this is tough. Oh man. Well, let me hear your AL MVP before I say my AL Cy
Okay.
Young.
I think I'm going to go Vladdy.
Wow.
He's
Okay.
going to be my guy. So we have a guy from the AL East.
Got it.
Because he was close last year. But,
Yeah, he was. He played very well.
Ohtani just breaking the league kind of
Yeah.
took that away from him. So let me think of my Cy Young too.
You know what? I'm gonna go Robbie Ray. I think he goes back to back.
I
think
almost put Robbie Ray.
I was thinking about Garrett Cole, and then I thought, no. Even though I love Garrett Cole and I think he's gonna have a great season, I think Robbie Ray pitches very, very well for the Mariners. I think the Mariners have a resurgent season, a season where they finally make the playoffs for the first time in 20 years. And I think Robbie Ray is a catalyst for that.
I'm trying to think. Who would I put?
I guess that pick's kind of a cop out, but I'm gonna stick with it.
Well, yeah, I think Robbie Ray's gonna have he's not gonna be at the level as he was last year. I kind of see him dropping off, so I don't think he's gonna be my Cy Young winner. I think I might do. Let me go with old Yankees great Lance Lynn.
Wow. Okay. Then for NL MVP, I'm gonna go Mookie Betts. I think the Dodgers win probably 120 games. Like, I think that they destroy this year, and I think Mookie Betts has a tremendous season. After last year, he struggled for a large part of it. And then for Cy Young, I'm going to go with Zach Wheeler. I think the Phillies have a great season. I think Zach Wheeler wins.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I agree. Dodgers are going to go insane. Let me see about my MVP. I think I'm going to do Freddie Freeman.
Wow, that would be crazy if that happened. And then Cy Young.
And then my Cy Young. I'm trying to think. This one's going to probably be crazy. I think my Cy Young, I'm probably going to do Walker Buehler.
So Dodgers sweep.
So my Cy Young, yeah, Dodgers sweep in Cy Young and MVP voting. That's probably not going to happen, but we'll see.
We'll see.
So yeah, that's it. I think Cardinals, if we're going to like talk about like way too far in the playoffs, I think Cardinals are going to have a deep run.
Yeah, picking up
Pujols. They're not going
Pujols.
to do well in the regular season.
Yeah, I think they beat the Brewers in the first round, and then after that they would play against the Phillies, and I think they beat the Phillies. And then they'd play the Dodgers.
Yeah, I think the Mets
probably lose to the Dodgers.
The Mets are going to stink it up in the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't have the Mets making the playoffs, so if they do, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens.
Like, yes, they did spend a lot of money, but it takes a lot
Money
more than
isn't
just
wins.
money to build.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Dodgers have a winning culture, so them spending money really just adds to what they have already built, in my opinion. That's what makes them so dangerous.
Yeah.
So,
And I think we should do one more thing. I'm looking at this piece of paper that I have next to me, and I remember we did trade predictions that we never talked about. You remember we had
oh,
Matt
yes.
Olson, Byron Buxton, Donaldson, Mancini, and Reynolds. And I had Olson being traded to the Twins. I was wrong, but he did get traded. And then I had Donaldson getting traded to the Reds. I was wrong again, but he got traded. And I said Buxton was a no, Mancini was a no, and Reynolds was a no. So I swept on the decision. I was just wrong on the teams.
I can't remember what I said because I have it on a different piece of paper. But from what I remember, I don't think I had Olsen traded. I don't think I had none of the guys you traded. That you didn't trade, I didn't trade them as well.
So you had
Who were the-
Donaldson? I think you had Donaldson being
I
traded.
think I had Donaldson being traded possibly to the Mariners, maybe. I can't remember. But I had him
That
being
would have made
traded.
sense because they lost cost of the year. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So
I
that's
just wanted to go over that
what.
real quick because if
Okay.
we didn't go over it now, just
Yeah.
something quick. But yeah,
Well, definitely. So we covered that. We're good for that. And that's our MLB season predictions. Thank you for listening to Outsiders Opinions.